What's up, Helix users, HX Stompers, Line 6 people? This is Steve Sterlacci, and I just dropped my pick. Today, we're going to be talking about what I think is going to be the best new amp in the Helix in general. I've been using Helix for a long time. If that's your thing, consider subscribing to the channel. I have been here for quite a while to where the amp models were really bad in the beginning. I could say really bad. I'm not going to say really bad. I don't mean really bad. Relative to now. Line 6 has done such a good job of updating and continuing to put out great new amps that sound way better than old ones, is what I'm going to say. So today I wanted to take my gigging preset, my main touring preset that I'm actually using on the road right now, and I wanted to just drop this amp in and see how it sounds. I also want to go back to some of the older classic amps that were kind of meh, and I don't know if they've remade them or what, but I'd like to explore revisiting those original amps and then trying this new one in particular. So let's do it. So this preset is a bit modified. This is my touring preset that I have for sale on my website if you want to check it out. But my cabinets, I have no secrets here. I love to teach and show you how to work the cabinet section. So I'm literally going to take this and I'm just going to drop it in place. Signal chain things. I'm using the one I have on loan, Nags Kanai, which has been absolutely killer on stage. We're currently on our Christmas tour, and we're going to be doing a live stream this week. If you want, I'll put a link to it below where you can hear this rig and you can hear the Kanai in real action. So I'm going into my board, and this is a modified version of the board I had on tour this summer. I added the Eventide H90, which I'm absolutely loving. I knew I was going to like it. I didn't realize I was going to love it this much. I'm only using it for reverb and delay, and that's where you see this effects loop here. So I just have an effects loop at the end of the chain. The only reason I do that is so I could do things like this. So I can play with headphones and I can plug USB in, direct and record. Otherwise, I would just go out of the Stomp into the Eventide and then to a DI box. So that's why I have it in a loop. I don't need the extra block in this. I don't even actually need this tremolo block that's here, but I've got it just in case I'm feeling swirly. And yeah, I have no need for that block. That was my reverb in my previous version of this, but I just replaced it with the effects loop. I also have my Nordland 30th anniversary ODRC, which I want to compare to the Nobles, the new prize drive in the HX world. So let's get to the point of the video. First off, I'm going to copy this to a new spot so I don't lose anything, because this preset's really doing the job for me live. So I'm going to go over to this one where I haven't done anything. I'm going to X out of my amp. And yeah, so here's the cabinet situation. I love this cabinet as it is. I should probably save this as a favorite. Here is the situation here. Two dynamic mics on here, one on each speaker. I'm kind of trying to replicate my real matchless DC30 on the floor here. So that's what I'm going for with the cabinets. And now let's add the new favorite amp, which you can find in the bass folder. We have the Dripman. And now this is a 68 Bassman, drip edge Bassman. Still not my favorite. I say this in all my videos now. My 63 Bassman is my baby over there. I would love to see that in a future update. But anyway, we'll settle for what we got. And let's hear what it sounds pulled up stock, nothing on. I do have just the reverb on from the Eventide. So checking my DAW level, I usually like to try to get my clean bass tone up to -12. Again, this is Cakewalk Sonar. I use it for all of my videos and stuff. So it's a nice free DAW. So I want to bring this up, bring the gain down a touch. And that should be about. All right, thanks for watching. I mean, I could end the video right now because I think that sounds really good. What do I even touch here? Let's say if I turn the bright switch off, because that could get a little harsh. I mean, that sounds pretty cool to me. Let's make a couple snapshots, shall we? Let's make this a clean snapshot. Now this is going to turn into a preset build with this. So follow along if you want to do some of this stuff with me. Kicking on the delay now from the Eventide. Listen to this clean. I love that delay in the Eventide because it doesn't sound like it's there while you're playing, and then it gets all sorts of wacky and crazy when you come off it. So we are going to save this as snapshot 1 with these settings. So I want to definitely going to have drive and channel volume attached to snapshots. If you don't know how to do this, watch some of my other videos. This is pretty basic stuff here. I'm just assigning this to snapshots so that I can make adjustments on others. Let's also just give a quick sag and bias test. Turn all the way up versus all the way down. Yeah, down, way too cold. Bring this up. Good. Bias. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about either position, but maybe a little bit on this side. That's typically all they ever do with these settings, these more advanced settings. Definitely not advanced compared to the fractal world, but that's what we got. I like to just go opposite extremes, see if it sounds anything decent, and typically there's nothing really surprising or special there, so I just like to see. Let's just rename this now to Dripman preset. And this is going to be snapshot 1, which is clean. Let's now go to snapshot 2, in which everything decided to be turned on, which we don't want. Now amp settings, let's go closer where we were stock. All right, now we're getting flubby with all of this more higher gain. Bring the bass down. This actually sounds like an amp that's about to explode. Wonder if that has something to do with the sag. And now maybe we want a little bit of brightness, but without the treble. I mean, again, I don't really know where else to go with this. Maybe scoop a little mids out of this. Cool. And now let's go to a third snapshot where we're going to obviously, we're going to max out the gain. Pretty cutting lead sound. I'm pretty much liking that right there. And now we've got 3 snapshots. So let's snapshot 1. This is probably the quickest 3 snapshot preset build I've ever done because I used my favorites tab for, am I talking into this mic? I used my favorites tab to get my cabinet sound dialed in immediately, and then the new models just sound really good out of the bat, out of the box. 3 snapshots dialed in within, I don't know how many minutes, a few minutes. Really digging the new amps that Line 6 is putting in. So now, for reference, I just saved this, so now I'm going to make sure that this is saved. I'm now going to go back to the old classics. I mean, this is one of the first amp in the Helix was the deluxe, let's say the deluxe vibrato channel. And I'm curious how this is going to sound compared to the Dripman, because being a newer amp, I think they all the new amps I think are sounding way better than the old amps, but maybe the rebuild of these did something. So way louder. Way stiffer of a clean sound, and if you really had a deluxe reverb on 3.5, I think you'd be getting a lot more crunch by now. Turn this up to 5. See, there's this like weird high end to some of these older models that I think, at least. I mean, what do you think? Definitely getting into that exploding amp sound. Yeah, there's like a fartiness and a weirdness to the high end here. I mean, so it's like, it's not a bad sound, but it's definitely not as good. And obviously we're comparing different circuits. So we're comparing a deluxe reverb to a Bassman head. They're not supposed to sound the same, but this was kind of like the original benchmark clean sound in the Helix, in my opinion, at least in my experience. And now that we have the Dripman, this Bassman, you just can't compare. And that's the same preset, just with a couple of amp settings. Way more inspiring of a sound. All right, let's do one more fun thing here. We're gonna get that prize drive in here, and I'm gonna compare it to my Nordland. So Nordland I keep in all stock position. I've got the drive at about 3. Spectrum is at noon. I'm going to say bass cut's going to be on because I've got the bass cut about 50% on here. Just going to assign that to a foot switch. My level here's got to be way up. What do you think of that? That's pretty damn close, no? The Nordland just has something to it. Maybe because I have a touch more drive on this. That's pretty damn close. So that's pretty good. That's just my go-to setting. I really don't even touch the Nordland all night. I keep it on that setting. So this was a little bit of an eye-opening comparison. Maybe I actually don't need that on my board and I can replace it with something else. Maybe the HX1. I do have one slot on the board if I were to take the Nordland off. And I could put maybe my HX1 there or something like that. By the way, I got an HX1. Going to be doing a video about it soon. So yeah, that's, I think, it for this video. Ask questions down below. Check out my gigging preset. If you want to come to our live stream this week, I'll put a ticket link in the description. Please consider coming, supporting us with Jessica Lynn, and come and join the conversation in the comments and let us know what you think. Hear my Kanai in action. Well, not mine, my loaner Kanai in action. I freaking love this thing. Why do I have to give this up? But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.